Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Simple and Easy. Today's topic is many, much, right? Because many and much are quantity words, the first thing that we are going to do is to place them on the quantity scale. Okay, so this is the first thing that we are going to do, so that you have a clear idea of where many and much stay on the quantity scale. So the first words on the quantity scale are n, because that's the smallest quantity and it's for the singular only. Okay, and then you have a few, a little. All right, so they refer to a small quantity. Then after that we have some, any, and they refer to a medium quantity. Actually, I have a video on talking about some, any, and I'll leave the link to the video in the video description. So if you want, you can click on the link and watch the video about some, any. All right, and then after some, any, we have many, much. Many, much refer to a big quantity, a fairly big quantity. All right, so that's many, much. And then at the top of the list, at the top of the quantity scale, we have the biggest quantity, and we refer to a big quantity as a lot of, plenty of. So there you go. So we have the quantity scale there. So many and much. One of the biggest problems that people have about many and much is that they forget that many is only for the plural, okay? Many only for the plural, and much is for the singular when we are talking about quantity, okay? So let's have a look at some examples. So when you ask a question about quantity in the plural, you use how many, okay? So for instance, we ask the question, how many books do you have? You see, books, it's a quantity word, it's solid, and you can count like one book, two books, three books. You can put that word in the plural. So it can be a plural word, it's in the plural, right? So if you want to ask about the quantity of books, you ask, how many books do you have? All right, so how many? Many only for the plural. So how many books do you have? And then let's have a look at the answers that you can give to that question. So if somebody asks you, how many books do you have? Then you can say, well, I have a lot of books. Yeah, you can say, I have a lot of books. If you want, you can specify the exact quantity of the books that you have, because you can count books. So for instance, you can say, well, I have 10 books, okay? Because you can count the books, okay? Or if you're not sure, you can say, I have around 10 books, I have about 10 books, okay? You can answer in the negative. You can say, well, I don't have many books, okay? So you can use many also, again, in the plural and in the negative. I don't have many books. And then what's the opposite of many? The opposite of many is a few. So you can say, I don't have many books, or you can say, I have a few books. So what is the conclusion that we have? If many is for the plural and a few is the opposite of many, so a few is also only for the plural. All right? So automatically, when you study and you memorize many, you are also studying and memorizing a few, because one is the opposite of the other, and both of them are only used for the plural. As simple as that. Okay? And then now let's have a look at how you use much. Now, if many is for the plural, then much is for the singular. And we use much when we are asking about quantities. Ask about quantity of liquids, of a situation that is a subjective situation, it's not solid. About emotions, okay? So let's talk about a liquid here, and then say, for example, you ask someone, how much water do you drink? Okay, how much water do you drink? You see, I can see that water is a liquid, so you cannot put water in the plural. It's always in the singular because it's liquid. Okay, so you ask, how much water do you drink? And then let's have a look at the answers. Then you can say, well, I drink a lot of water, and it's important. We need to drink a lot of water because if you don't drink sufficient water, if you don't drink enough water, you can have health problems. Okay, so it's important to drink a lot of water every day. So I drink a lot of water. And then you can say, well, I don't drink much water. Okay, you can use you can use much in the negative and the singular, obviously in the singular. So you can say I don't drink much water. And then we can use the opposite of much. What's the opposite of much? A little. All right, so you can say, well, I drink a little water. So in the same way that much is used for the singular, the opposite of much is a little. So a little is also used only for the singular. All right, so there you go. Many for the plural, much for the singular. Now, let's talk a little bit more about how much. When I use how much to ask about quantities, I only use how much for the singular. Okay, so how much water do you drink? How much bread do you eat? Okay, uh, how much pollution is there in your city? How much traffic is there where you live? Things like that. But if I ask about the price, because how much, I can also use how much to ask about the price of things. So when I ask about the price, I use how much both for the singular and the plural, because I can ask about the price of one product, one item, or I can ask about the price of many items together. And so I'll just give you a very simple example. So I can say, how much is the book? So it's one book, right? How much is the book? But I can also ask the question in the plural because it's not the quantity that I'm asking about. I'm asking about the price. So I can say, how much are the books? Okay, I can say, how much are those jeans pants? I'm asking about the price of something in the plural. And I think this is the confusion that some people make. Yeah, they say, well, how much is only for the singular? Yes, it's only for the singular when we ask about the quantity of liquids or things that we cannot use in the plural. But when you ask about price, how much can be used for both in the singular and the plural. And you can observe, you can see the examples that I've just given you. So this is it. The secret about learning how much, how many, much is to study. You have to, first of all, you have to memorize it. And you have to, really, you have to study it every day. I had to do that when I was a student. And then gradually it becomes easy and it becomes natural. But you need to memorize it. You have to commit it to memory. You have to learn it by heart, yeah? And then it becomes natural. Okay? So this is it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on the next video and enjoy your English. Bye.